So, am I missing something? Because I'm seeing a lot of Teen Mom stuff popping up, and I'm not sure if there's like a revamp of Teen Mom or whatever. Um, and a lot has to do with like Caitlyn and Tyler. Now, I do feel sorry for them sometimes. Um, but I do see where like some creators have pointed out that Caitlyn and Tyler have used like Carly as like a therapist for Nova. And I do get where some creators have, because I haven't watched Teen Mom in like forever. Like I every once in a while, like I'll put it on, I'll start from season 1 and then I'll just check out. Because it's not as interesting to me as it was when I was younger. I'm 29 now. Like I used to watch it when I'm like high school. So they were like, there's, Brandon Teresa doesn't want to like do visits or whatever. But and I can't prove this, that's allegedly that this is what's going on, that they only want contact with Carly and they make a big deal about it when the cameras are rolling or it's like something for the social media or whatever. And I guess now they have like this podcast. I do follow them on social media. But like I don't keep up with it. Like I follow, I think, pretty much the majority of the cast, except for like the new people, like the OG cast, like Amber, Farrah, Macy, Brianna, Caitlyn, Tyler, of course, and I'm blanking on somebody because I know there was like another cast member. She didn't last that long. Or I think, I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure. Somebody comment below. But she was only there for like maybe half a season or something like that, and then she like checked out. Like I know on the newer Teen Moms, I don't think it's called Teen Mom, I think it's called Young and Pregnant. There's a couple cast members that check out in the middle of the season. Well, there was one that I've watched so far. I haven't watched a new season of that either, that checked out halfway. But I feel sorry for that girl too, that I'm probably gonna rewatch that season and then make another video describing that. Anyway, back to Caitlyn and Tyler. So being adopted, and I guess my adoption was a close adoption because I didn't get in contact with my biological mom until middle school, I believe. My nephew from my adopted family was getting married, and that's when my cousin reached out to me. Later on, it was explained to me that that really wasn't my cousin, but I still count her as my cousin. Like, she's cool. I like her. And I'll make a video explaining like how I was told all that. But I never really got clarification whether it was closed or open. I do know there was supposed to be some visitation, but the visitation never happened, or something. I don't know. But anyway, if they are using Carly, or were using Carly as like a therapist for Nova, one, Carly was born way before Nova. Two, I think, if I'm correct, Nova was born, the child born after Carly, or they had a miscarriage, and Nova was born. But Nova wouldn't know anything about Carly really to that extent to be that upset about it. If Caitlyn and Tyler weren't talking about it profusely. I think they still had a lot of healing to do at that time, and they were projecting their grief and processing onto Nova, which a lot of parents strike that. I'm not gonna say a lot of parents. Some parents do project what they're feeling onto their child, and therefore their child is now the carrier of their emotional baggage. And that's not fair to the child because the child is forced to regulate the parent's emotions. And so, therefore, if Nova was doing that, I think she was doing it more so because she kept hearing her parents talk about how they can't see Carly, or Carly is not here with them, and Brandon and Teresa is essentially holding Carly hostage from them. I think Brandon and Teresa just wanted to be parents. Um, Obviously, Carly knew she was adopted because they did have contact with Carly. Um, but I think for the most part, they probably just wanted Carly to have a normal life. They wanted Carly to grow up as normal as possible, being that her biological parents were in the spotlight. Being that her biological parents, every chance they got, brought her up. And they brought her up a lot. Therefore, every kid they had afterwards would feel that way, in my opinion. Look, I'm no expert. I don't know. I haven't put my kids up for adoption. I haven't been through that, but I've been adopted. And I'm the only child from my biological parents. That I know of. I can only speak for my mom. That I know of. Because I don't know my biological dad. I just know my biological mom. So with that being said, you know, going through that, and I think I do agree. If Tyler wasn't pushing, Caitlin would have kept the baby. She could have went with her dad in Florida and stayed with him and had the baby. And I felt like that would have been maybe, possibly, a situation where she could raise the baby in peace. Tyler's mom did not want Caitlin with Tyler solely for the fact that Caitlin's mom and Tyler's dad were together. That was bitter and not right to push somebody into adoption because you don't like the fact that your ex, the father of your kids, is with the person that the mom of the kid that your son is dating. Like, that's not fair. Apparently, at that point, they had been together for years, Caitlin and Tyler. So, that's not fair. Not mistakes. Stuff does happen if you're not being careful and all that. Glad that it's only a pregnancy that went through with it. And there's like a whole bunch of stuff that happened when they weren't filming for 2 years. Tyler allegedly went off and slept with, or was dealing with, a politician's son, and then came back once they started filming again and got back with Caitlin. Why they got married after that, I don't know. Because if you up and left me for 2 years and then came back, that doesn't make sense. But whatever. People, they're bonded together because of like their childhoods and stuff like that. And people don't like to say that's a trauma bond or whatever. I don't know anything about that, so I can't speak on that. But yeah, I don't know if they're still doing it now, where they keep blaming Teresa and Brandon on not having communication with Carly. It's supposed to be a closed adoption, apparently. Caitlin and Tyler was under assumption that it's going to be open adoption, but I guess it's a closed adoption. Either way, Carly should be about 18 now. So, because I think Jace just turned 18, or is about to turn 18. And all those kids should know. I forgot to know. All those kids are about to turn 18. So, maybe that's why there's a whole bunch of like teen mom stuff going on, because the kids are turning 18. Or 16. No. I'm lying. 16. Because Macy's son Bentley just turned 16. So 16. So maybe that's why they're revamping news about teen moms and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about that, but I hope they get it together. I hope, people stop painting them as the bad people. They made mistakes. They learn. Hopefully they're still learning and they've matured more than they were when they were younger. But yeah.